feels like it's been a while. I have been very busy this past week. Okay, just the game request. The 9 minutes was gonna look nicer, but then it just started raining, which is, not fun. Unthinkable. But yeah, I have been quite. Music's too loud. There we go. Okay. Yeah, welcome to the stream. We're back on WhimsyCraft again as usual. And I've been a bit busy with personal stuff this past week, so I've not had time to edit or do much on the server other than continue breaking the bedrock down here. Managed to get a whole strip done now, which is good, which means now that I've this upcoming week I'll have plenty of time. So I should be able to get this entire thing done in the next week or two, ready for recording the next episode, which should be good. And I've spent some time back on creative mode, just improving the designs we made last week on stream, which we'll quickly head over to because there's not much. The only other thing is I've been working on a shop over in the district, which is also just a little zone at the moment. I've been planning that on creative mode too. Well, hopefully soon we should be able to build that and get that done, and it should be quite nice. But yeah, I'm going to quickly transition this onto our creative mode, just so I can show you what the progress I've made with it. When it decides to load. Needed to quiet now. We just orbital strike cannoning the Northern Council for fun. I'm blowing up everything now. That will be great. Okay, I can transition it in right now though again. So yeah, welcome back to the creative mode world. I have been working on the interior of this first layer a little bit. I've shortened the stone room down to just be the storage wall, because I felt like it was a bit too big before we had to expand all the way up to this side. There was a longer hallway with a stone farm over here, but I didn't really like it. It was too busy. This whole storage room is intended to be easy access, and having to fly down in here to the right and then walk along a big corridor for bricks, that just wouldn't be very easy access. So instead I've halved the room, everything else on this side, and now it should just be much easier to access everything. And we still have one of the smelters in the middle. Next, I worked on the wood room. It's a similar layout to the stone room because I quite like the design we made. But we've got each wood type going up along the ceiling, and we've got a space back here to grow trees, so we can always grow them if we need any more wood. Saplings and leaves would be kept on this side, and, bamboo doesn't really have saplings, so that's just been replaced by, azalea and more storage. Well, yeah, we've got a lovely night sky, fake night sky using white concrete, white concrete, black glass, and emeralds. And I think it looks quite nice because it gives the illusion that it is outdoors, even though it isn't. I haven't touched all I did with the train is change the yellow line to white, as I think it suits the base better. I have the white colour scheme because the yellow just felt a bit out of place. And over here is one that we ended up starting last stream, but I've completely revised it. Before we had big rooms for trees similar to that one over there. And I felt like it was too long of a corridor just to have storage at the end. So instead we've got all the different sorts of natural blocks and plants. Azalea, the flowering azaleas to signify flowers. And again, the nice night sky pattern, and I might extend that further to these sides. Like over this way, over that way, just so it doesn't, cut off right here, like the stars wouldn't just stop there. And I'm going to be putting a mushroom farm in the back spot, right about here, for all 3 kinds of mushroom blocks. So we're going to have a farm for brown mushroom, a farm for red mushroom, and a farm for mushroom stem. Audio is a bit decent. Let me fix it. Good enough, I guess. Should I fix that? You liked the yellow a lot, and I could experiment, but I have to put it back to how it was. Let me just do this. Oh. Did not mean to do that. Music back. Audio's back. Good. Nice and synced. But yeah, so we're gonna have some mushroom farms at the back here for the mushroom shopping building as over in the shopping district. I'll give you a very, very slight look at it. Where is it? Over there. You can see it ever so slightly right there. I've been building a design for that I quite like. And the farms for that are gonna go back here nice and easy to access. But next we'll be moving down onto this layer. I won't be building that farm today, I've got to figure out how all that works still. But today we're going to be working on 4 different rooms, if we can. We've got the vault for resources, diamonds, any valuable alongside armor and tools, and we'll be feeding that around to the Copper Age update, so like a trial chamber, or a full redstone vault for all the major valuables. Then over here, we've got Rainbow Room, that's just gonna be for all the, all the different wall types, the concrete, any coloured blocks like carpet, concrete powder, glazed terracotta, anything like that will all be stored in here, because that is an important thing to have, and would need to access that a bit. Then we're gonna have redstone room to store our redstone supplies and everything, and we're gonna theme this around steampunk, because that's a style I quite like. I haven't really done that before in Minecraft, so it'd be fun to experiment with. And then over here, we've got the start of a library. It's going to branch these 2 floors here. We're gonna have an upstairs to the library here. I don't know if any of you have watched or seen anything from Roblox doors, but the library's gonna be a bit inspired by that. You're gonna have 2 floors. The main floor of the library down here where all the bookshelves are. A few bookshelves in the door up here, but on the bottom floor there's going to be a big map on that side of the entire base, which should be nice. The entire forest continent will be kept in a nice little map right down here. I don't really know what else to do with this other space. The very bottom of the world, I have an idea for this. This is all planned, just not built in the plan. These 3 layers, the 4 layers, I have absolutely no clue, other than having the library on this one. Where is the library? There, so other than that library, I have no clue what else to do here. So if anyone's got any ideas, that'd be very helpful, because I can just put a sign down just to note it down. And yeah, because other than wood storage, the natural blocks, the stone, and all the coloured blocks, redstone, there's not much outside. There's functional blocks, I guess. Copper would be kept with the vault stuff, but there really isn't too much left to store. We could have some other themed rooms. We could have maybe make a farm or a purpose underground. But who knows? Oh, we could have a music room. That would be cool, because we could do full note blocks. What do we think of that? Have jukeboxes, every kind of music disc. Oh, that's what I want to do. I forgot about this. I want to do a museum. We've got a few items. Which one's the library? This is the 2nd floor of the library. I want to do a museum somewhere. where we've got like our first armor set. We have the nether star from when I fight the wither in an upcoming episode. And what else was it? And just other treasures we find along the way. I think it'd be quite nice. So maybe you do have a treasure room. Originally that was going to be what the vault was, but I feel like that's better for like the diamonds and iron and gold. Treasure hall? So when I think of like the treasure hall, I imagine like Minecraft story mode where they have like the columns along the side, where like display cases for each of the treasures they've earned along their adventures. Well, like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 14 other rooms, and I have no clue what to do for them. So if anyone's got any suggestions or ideas, please let me know, because I guess music room, so that's 13. Which layer is that one? There you go. Yeah, I haven't had a lot to do with the rest of this. There's not much else to store, because everything else would be in like the vault. We could have animals. But what animals would we want? Does like it'd be silly having like horses down here or anything like a stable, because how do you get them up to the surface to use them? But we do have like pens of sheep and cows over here. Well, the sheep are gonna be like up in the tower. The cows, we could have like a cow room. With breweries, yes, absolutely. Potions are gonna be good. That is something I did not think of. We'll put that. Yeah, that's another 4 complete with ideas. Brewery. That was how you pronounce it's spelled. Who knows? How many is that now? 12 more rooms I've got to think of. I think it'd be interesting if they had a bit like a recording studio. Like with a green screen, you've got different sets for things that I can record. I think that'd be interesting. They've like farmer stands as like characters. Oh great, what is Streamlabs warning me about? My microphone isn't muted but has no signal, okay then I guess. I mean, I know my voice is appearing on the stream, so that's weird. Yeah, brewery. I was thinking of an armory, but I feel like that'd fit with the vault, wherever that is. Vault is on this one. Because that felt with like the coppers, like the copper stuff. Imagine having the armor stands on each side, leading up to like the main treasure vault. That'd been really cool in my opinion. I'm sad we don't have the geysers yet, because since it's like Hopper Age, imagine if you had like, I guess that's more steampunk, but imagine if the vault had the geysers produce like a little bit of steam as the vault opens. That'd be really cool, but we've not been out on the server for a while, I doubt. What else is important? I guess food. Maybe having like an underground farm. All the crops. That could be important. Yeah, potions are a big thing. We've got, ooh, pottery. I feel like pottery go along with treasures, but like, maybe we do make an armory. Specifically for like armor trims. And like all of this. Banner patterns will go in the rainbow room. Yeah, let's make an armory. Maybe we move the music room down. But keep the library. What's that one? Treasure hall, keep that. We'll move the music room down one, then instead have an armory here. I don't know. I'll let it spell. Music room, let's do that. Underneath the brewery. Music room. Yeah, we'll have all of our smithing like armor trims in there, and netherite upgrade station. A food room would be good for like crops. Because currently I don't have any crops on the server, so like a farming room. But also that'd be good for nether wart. But if that's good for nether wart, we'd need to open the brewery. Okay, change of plans. This is the farming room. Because then we can like send the nether wart upwards to the brewery through like a water elevator. So the music room can be here. We'll try and collect all the goat horns too. Portal room, arena. Arena could be cool. Let me remove that icon. Potion room, storage room, and another you forgot about. Portal room we wouldn't need because the portal up there, although it would be good to have access to like the underneath of the nether, I guess. That would be good, I think. I'll keep that one as an idea. I'll put that here for like nether portal. I guess it means we also have easy access to the lower levels through the nether. You said arena. Arena would be interesting. Is there anything around here, like any spawners? Maybe near the mine shaft? Nearest spawners seems to be back here, because imagine we could have like different mobs spawn and get delivered into an arena. That would be interesting, but I don't think there's like anything decent around the spawning mobs. And there's that one too, but that one's quite far. It'd be nice to have like a little combat area, I guess. We built our base around an end portal. Ah, that makes sense. If only I could transport an end portal into the middle of there. Maybe? We don't need villagers, we've got the villager hall. So farming room, music room, nether portal, potentially, so like a nether themed room. Listen, I don't think that'd be very useful, to be fair. Oh, I forgot the train station this side has the up and down elevator, so everything on this side needs to have one that continue. Does it make sense to have that in a vault? Out of everything here, yes. What's under the vault? Treasure hall, again makes sense, easy access. Switch the count, okay. Oh, from Eclipse channel to regular, yeah. So we have boundary. So this level is completely done, so something under here needs to be quite important. If we go through like the vault of all our like important resources, to the treasure hall with all our treasures we've earned, we need something else. That's like 2 more layers. There is not enough stuff in Minecraft that have these rooms. But my only other idea is, what if we skip a level? We skip this one. There's this one, that was the library. We could skip this one and go down to this one next. I mean, the library could be bigger. Yeah, I think that'd be good. I mean, that means the farming can be next to the brewery instead. Brewery... I cannot say that word, I've said it too much. Now my brain doesn't want to know that... Brewery... There we go, so... I'm just gonna call it the potion room. You know what, my brain can pronounce that properly. Potion room, there we go. But over here, we have the farming room. The treasure hall. And then the armory. can break these signs. So you'll have just a nice little gap where it's just the wood bottom going down again. Also means each of these rooms can be slightly larger. So maybe we have another 2 gap, go straight down to the bottom and have music. What else was it? An animal area would be good. Not like when we collect all the animals, but just like for a few, like for example cows. We have like an area full of cows. We have maybe some moose roosters and maybe sniffers. Something like that could be nice. Maybe. Rather than keeping them up on the surface. And then I gotta fill those really bad poor animals. We don't need paint and so let's just go through the creative inventory. Let's see if there's anything. All of these blocks are covered. All the coloured blocks are covered with the rainbow room. Natural blocks, are they all covered? Pretty much. Think. Yeah. Functional blocks. Again, yeah, pretty much. There's not... Unless we do have, like... We could have, like, a battle arena with all the, like, player heads. Could do, like, a thing where, we try and, like, do a battle with everyone on the server. Keep, like, a tally list or something whenever anyone wants to attempt a fight. I think that could be interesting. Have, like, a whole poll of victories. Try that. What else do we do? We need 2 more ideas here. But pottery hasn't been done. Well, is that really important? It's not really. It's just stored along with bricks. If I were you on the server and could 1v1 the boats, no. We need to have minecarts around. We've already got the music room. Got a map. The problem is everything seems covered now. I guess not really miscellaneous stuff, like eggs. But I guess that would be still there in the farming one, I guess. But like things like... Anything here like kind of like string. String doesn't really have anywhere to go. But we've got a battle hall, a music room. Which one has the train on it? Train is that way, so maybe move the music room, put the battle arena down there instead. The battle hall here. The music room can go here. Ooh. Battle. Oh, it's like also the themes for each of these, because I need to consider what I want each of them to look like. What if like the music room was themed around Skulk? Because like the ancient cities have the whole like music thing going on. There's the red music disc. And it's also, this is close to the bottom of the world, so having that theme could be cool. We've got Battle Hall, makes sense there. What theme is the Battle Hall? I wonder. I've got time to think on that. Probably won't be until next week or the week after we design that one. Music room. And then we need 2 more ideas. We can probably leave those blank for now and figure that out eventually. But let's get started on the actual rooms now. There's that music. Turn that up a little bit more. Maybe that down. Well, that's okay. Right, which one should we start off with? Maybe the vault. Then the vault would be interesting. If we just break this open. We're gonna need a big enough space, so it always goes 3 to the side. We have a gap there for a pillar, and then this block, but I'll do it there anyways. 1, 2, 3, 4. The amount of blocks up isn't too important, but we need to make sure it doesn't go beyond this one, so about there is probably the limit. I started mine in the complete wrong direction, oops. But yeah, let's just bring it back to about here. Okay, this seems like a decent space for like a vault. So this one will be entirely themed around like trial chambers. Like with like the block pallets and everything, not specifically will look like a trial chamber. We need to also copy one of these doors down here. It takes up that entire full circle, jeez. Okay, so it goes like 4 on both sides. Need to break through that. The next 4, 3 trapdoors. 1, it's not trapdoor. 2, 3. Make sure they all face the same way. Shelf. Stair. There we go, that's one of the doorways. And yeah, we need like a title above each of them that 5 letters long. Hi, Lacey. Lego Lacey. I don't know which one you want me to call you. But hi, welcome. Oh, that's literally just all planks, okay. Makes that easier for me. Where's the top layer? We have this. And that. So this is the vault. Do we have a V already? No. Guess I'll take the A from here. We don't have a U, so B, A, U, L, and T. There's L. There's T. So that goes here, so V, A, U, L, T. I'll make the other banners later. Okay, so that does need to have 3 there. There we go. So yeah, in here we're going to make the vault. We'll start on the exterior just so we can get a vibe of what we want the design to look like. Probably use some copper blocks. Probably tough as well. So where is tough? I'll place like block pallets out here. Tough. We're going in. There we go. Oh no, I didn't do that one. There we go. Okay, so these are the sort of block pallets we'll be using for this wall. Trial chambers tend to just have this, and for these like rooms, I don't know if anyone's noticed, they always tend to have this sort of like 2-layer base on the wall. I think this one you can't tell as much because there's the vines growing over it. If we do this one out of tough, Maybe we can add some sort of pattern into it with these. Yes. We add a little bit of like break up the brick texture a little bit. Okay, I think that's alright. Now we just need like, I just whacked my mouse by accident. Now I just need the copper walls. So I'll start with just like, blocks of copper. We'll obviously change this, and we do need some sort of like exterior thing. These have the candle pillars on the outside. The train has, well, the candles. We're gonna add some rubble as well. This is the vines, and these are the little lanterns that hang on the inside. Bolt. Bolt. I get it. The fix. Yeah, okay. You're gonna like the alt. Now, what do we need? Maybe we go back to top. Maybe we have like a line of oxidized and a line of regular copper. I think that looks interesting. Definitely gives trial chamber vibes. What blocks do we use for these things? So I would like a bit more like 3-dimension in the wall. Maybe we push this back a little bit. They can't be, that has to... These blocks here need to be dark out. So that doesn't work. Unless we use a copper trapdoor. Maybe that can mask it a little bit. Maybe that goes through different, like, the different stages of copper. Maybe go the copper blocks. Let me just get rid of them. What blocks do we have? Oh, some copper bulbs could look good. That's already oxidized, and these aren't waxed. That's not good. One of the waxed ones, but having that transition between the blocks is good. So if we had like... Maybe have this one more weathered. And have the light a different one, maybe this. Yeah, the steampunks on that side, we're doing more like trial chamber vibe on this side. Oh, I do like that. That looks nice. What if I gauge the ones at the top then? What do we think of this? What the exterior wall? Like, if we compare that to these, I think it looks good. It's pretty good, thank you. All I need to do is... Well, we toggle these lights on. There we go. And then we just get some turf fill in these bits of the wall. And I forget we need a bit of turf texturing up here, just to not make it too much of the same thing. There we go. I think that's good. They definitely gives trial chamber vibes. Only thing is, now we need to actually do the inside, which is easier said than done. I'm gonna fix the bolt. Alright, where is the loom? If it's the loom, we need a V. How on earth do we make a V? Mine's easy as just like... Well, I doesn't go all the way down. How do you make a V? Guess you could take like the corners. Can you take the corners off? What if we did this? Remove the... Oh, there's no corners. So we top one. Never mind, then that's a scrapped banner. We could just look up how to do this banner. Might be easier. Let's have a look. Fold. Not fold. V shape. Not B. V. Shaped. Banner. Minecraft. Oh, some people just do it on the sides of the banners, like back in the V shape at angle to one side, rather than like straight down the middle. Where I found one design you can try. We put this in. Probably now it's the full top of it. And then the diamond. And then we use white to slice down the middle. And then we need the... What? There we go. Is that a good thing? It's very tiny in comparison. I don't think that's good enough. It's like incredibly tiny. Maybe we'll have to do a sideways V then. So... it's like line down that side, diagonal line that way. It's really the best V we can do. It's bad. Well, I guess that's our V, since there's no decent V letter. Now we go without. Now it's very quickly make a U. We can reuse this one. There we go. We happy it doesn't say bolt anymore. I would say something with a downward triangle, but we'll try that. And I could do something with the downward triangle. Let's rise me out. What if we start with a black banner instead, or... What if it's similar to the U? When we do that... Yeah. I'm gonna go and do that design. I know what's happening there. It's those corners here. We only other... Why can we do every other like banner except this? So maybe if we do this, I could have just made an instant X shape. What am I doing? We use an X shape and then we like... Let's see what if we slice it down the middle, but... It's that issue. Oh my gosh, there's a cool way to have a little heart at the top of the banner. Really? I like that banner. That is really cool heart one. I have not seen that done yet. Like, I see people do banners all the time, but I've not seen this one. What did we do for that again? It was this. And then chop off the bottom. Maybe we need to get that better at the bottom. Not really. Still though, this is cool. That is not lemons, but it's... I think we'll have to stick to the sideways V, as annoying as it is. At least you can read it from afar. Anyways, yes, the inside. Actually, can I test the modder? I forgot that it should make it brighter. Oh, it's already made it brighter. It needs to be even brighter. I need to change the brightness when I'm like here. If we do like 600, that's better. And then we add into the lighter areas, and like it's darker. Perfect. That means I don't have to manually press the button every time. No. We need a little tough border. And that's how the other doors go. Maybe that. Now the doors go. This inside the trapdoor. Not too bad. I just replicate this pattern on the inside. I'll put some stone there just to begin with so we can place the blocks. And also fill in this back wall. Because otherwise the middle will just be hollow and that's not good. Okay, so if I do this, then I can put the trapdoors in. What do we do for the floor? Maybe just copper. And then half that copper is like a decoration. I think that's how it's done in Trial Chambers, at least. Why is there? I guess someone built around there on the actual server, because I did not remember that cobblestone being there. What's going to be in the vault? All the, like, you know, diamonds, iron, copper, lapis, any, like, the valuable storage, amethyst, netherite, definitely. Stuff like that, so it's not really meant to be like a well-guarded vault, it's just a nice storage place for it, if that makes sense. True monsters could spawn in here. I've got them turned off, because otherwise, yeah, I would get annoying in creative mode. Okay, yeah, we can do a little border around there. Ooh, creator came on. Interesting choice when we're doing this. I think on the inside I'll have, like, it's not as oxidized, the walls, so I guess we call, we can have copper crates too. But there's just so much we can do with copper. We can chains now and lanterns. Let's see. But where's that one copper block? There it is, chiseled copper. That's what I'm wanting. Is it like that? Stairs. I don't know if the audio is just delayed for me. It might just be a me hearing it issue. I hope it's not delayed on the stream, because that would be a pain. We're gonna place these copper blocks back here, so we can just come and use them whenever we need to. So I need the stuff again. Any other copper we can use on the floor? Really, yeah, if we wind that, what can be done? That's what I intended to do. We do something like this. Make like an interesting floor pattern. But maybe even more towards the part we can put some lights underneath it potentially. Redstone lamps and debris. Where's the redstone lamps? There they are. Well, I can just power all three of those with one. Ooh, I do like that. It creates an interesting texture. Yeah, what do you think of this then? This continues along. What do we do the pillar out of? I'm gonna say deep slate. Pillar of deep slate. I don't think we've used pillar that dark. I actually might have done once. Very nice. think those purples are good. It's like ever so slightly darker than the top. And what we're gonna do is we're going to have like lines of, what's it called? Like actual proper. We're gonna have like little pedestals on the sides like this with a copper golem on there. Well, like, you know, one of the stationary ones. They're like different houses, so like we can have some sat down. And the next line could be stood up. What actually close do we have? We've got sat down, walking, like a star, and low. Here we could do like... I like all of them, So like if we then have like a... I want these to be like every 2 blocks. Like imagine we have another pillar here. So then 1, 2, 3. I love that. And pop the door here. 1, 2, 3. They'd probably be like higher up, maybe. I don't know how I feel about just being like the whole level with the player. I think that is interesting enough. It's until just weird. Okay. I'm gonna pull myself back at like a small scale. Attribute to me scale. Base set to 0.5, so now I can fit in this block gap. I'm gonna run the redstone lamps up to here. Okay, let's go need to go back one. Yep. I could always just stand beside that. So we have like 4 statues of copper golems before the vault. But I think that's a good enough vault, really. A good enough size. If we do this one wall, we can copy and paste it to the other side. So the wall will probably follow this 5 again, maybe? Maybe not, because then the copper domes don't stand out. We'll put one of them here. Then just extend this floor a little bit, just so I get a better vibe of how this looks. I'd also need blocks that go nicely with copper. It'd be nice to have some like variance in this texture. Oh, one does it there, but it looks too dark. Prismarine. Rosemary, definitely. Yeah, okay. So for texturing this floor, we're just gonna have little splodges of rosemary. It just helps to break it up a little bit. Maybe... Absolutely not. Then other blocks. There's like diamond. I guess I could mix some with this into it too. Yeah, that makes the floor a bit nicer, but a bit more different. Not the same the entire way. I like that. Now it's just the walls. I like the idea of the tub. And I like this little... sort of like... thing. Like strip that goes along it. I copy that pillow. Green copper, my favorite. I do like these pillows. I do like them quite a bit. Oh, there's just a bit of big mode train. I don't like leaving air gaps. Yes, they are. Which is why, yeah, you'll not see them on Twitch. It'll look like an empty chair. That's a nice floor pattern. Yeah, I like that. Now, what do we do with rules? How long do you estimate this will take to make in survival? I have no idea. Like, with the amount of resources, it's why I'm limiting the rooms down. Like this stone one, I shrunk a ton. Because realistically, I want to get this entire, like, storage thing done by episode, like, by the end of episode 5, maybe episode 6. So, depending on how much work it is, depends on how fast the video comes out, how much is in the video, it's very complicated, I don't really know. YouTube is way more delayed than Twitch. Yeah, YouTube's just not, you know, primarily a streaming thing, and I think that's why. Is that good? And continue these walls along. There might be these 12 fully waxed ones. There we go. And we just activate them with a little bit of this. Life look! Right. There we go, there we go, and there we go. That is good lighting, I think. I'm still tiny. There we go. And the idea is, with a lot of these rooms, is I'm trying to make the scale of them feel a lot more grounded than the player. So a lot of the time you often have to look up, because that's going to be a big theme with my base. A lot of the time you are looking up, and I'd like to keep that consistent, like, a lot of interesting stuff is up, the lights are up, the starry skies are like up there. The missing block. Oops. Here you go, the starry skies. Yeah, YouTubers stated they aren't a platform entirely focused on making streams faster. Yeah, that's why I do both. It's... I feel like it's good having, like, access to both, because there's some people that might not have YouTube, or I think that the, you know, strange if any Whimsy watchers didn't have YouTube, since that's where most of the videos are. So from the outside you have the mix. Right, okay, this is what I need to know. Like, this is what I need suggestions or advice for now. Do I copy this whole, like, transition of copper on the walls on the inside, or leave them like this? That then do be the question. You like it in full orange, okay? That's one vote for full orange. Anyway, like a... When I say like a vault, I imagine like a Mumbo's vault from WhimsyCraft season... What season was it? It wasn't last season, it was the season before, I believe, where I had the giant vault. Also like the orange. Okay, we'll stick with the orange. I'm doing okay. I've almost finished a lot of work that's been stopping me from doing a lot of stuff other than streaming, so soon I'll be able to get back inside the swing of making videos, and that'll be fun. It's been a while since I've done that. I need like a... Now where do we put the little copper golems in there? Unless they're like... on the pillars instead. How do we connect them to the pillars? Okay, right. What if we just... What if we just chain them to the ceiling? Like we have like, we could even do like this. Just chain them to the walls. Yeah. I don't know, anyone got any ideas what I should do with copper golems, or should I just leave them out entirely? That is the question. Oh, that's exposed. Well, why do I kind of like that? But I know it's more kind of morbid, but I don't know, it's kind of cute. It was as if they fun as in kill. What if we turn them the other direction then? Like this, they look more like a fancy lantern. Or should we just... is morbid good is the question. That's your guys' opinion, I don't really know. What do we think? What do the judges say? Is this a crime or is this fine? Oh, I don't actually kind of like that. And if like... you like them. It is a crime, but it also looks kinda good. Or if you put them up on a wall instead of hanging, I can try. I like giving them the lanterns on top of them, I've realized. And even... oh, does it not count as like... oh, you can't put lanterns naturally on top of them. We could... those... they were for the citizens in time, I hope. They must answer for their crimes against, the creative mode, I guess. What if we remove that light? Just have, like, continue that along the back and have... why are they awfully facing that way now? What? Oh, no. Weird, okay. They just chose to face that way, I guess. Or if you have something like that, then... I have a villager farm. True, I do have a villager farm. Actually, yeah, but the villagers are for use. This is for decoration. What do we think? Something more like this? One's in too much. Alternative idea. We say we can access... yes, okay. Alternative idea. What do we think? But now I have to wait a minute for responses because of your YouTube. You have a point with that one. Looks nice. Okay, maybe we'll do this then. There. Oh, these... okay, I mean, they are gonna be done. How on earth do you notice that? How good at noticing detail are you if you notice that? Jeez. What do I need? I'm trying to, like, find a nice block there. That works. Oh wait, I can just copy and paste this. Oh, about the please. Okay, it doesn't actually work, so I was gonna say. Right. Hopefully, we take a few steps to the right, and we paste. Then we take a few steps to the right, and we paste. Then we take a few steps to the right, and we paste. I still get lost in finding the button maps and the room game series for like 5+ hours. But all of that, and you notice, room 2. But you notice 24 pixels are different on the shelf block. Wow. A whole 24 pixels. It's just me, or is that? Maybe we do these every other wall, like every other. Because it feels a bit overcomplicated. I don't know if that's just me. It feels too detailed. I'm gonna try that. Placed it on this one. But having like the actually having the difference in walls might not be that bad. Because this sort of like line still follows through the wall. We can try it. We can see what we think. Let's do a 5th one and then cut out. Kinda obvious, not gonna lie. Yeah, like do a 5th one, and then cut out the 2nd and 4th, yeah. Then so long. I definitely think here could use a 3rd book. Do we think it looks good with the original walls in there, or should we just do like deep slate or something? Change it up a little bit. So we need to extend this room how many? Let's say... These are 3. 1, so like 3. We copy this. How is there just like a tunnel of water? That is... Okay. Yeah, what do we think of this? Obviously need to continue the floor along. And add that pillar in at the end. How would it look without the shelves and copper? How would it look without shelves and copper top and bottom, just like the tuff in the middle? We can try that. What I'll do is, just in case, I am going to... Where's the exact middle here? Okay, so the room's mirrored, so now we can experiment with that. What do we think? You like this? Well, do you like the horizontal line or the vertical lines? While I wait for... What on earth happened down here? I'm just gonna throw this in. There's along the floor this side, I think. Now these like walls here. What, like there? Or the pillars? Horizontal, definitely, okay. Now the deep slate walls kind of bug me, they break the pattern. So this you know about? Like, that's not the pillar side. The thing annoys me and there's no like copper wall. The closest would probably be like granite. Well then there's... Unless you want to do something like that where I just flip. What What stairs looks great, okay. Granite looks better than the stairs. Really? What do we think? We need a majority vote to stick with it. For the flipped stairs, the granite, or something else. Continue this floor. In the meantime, maybe the block behind the granite copper. Could try that, but block and copper. None of it is. I need to just change that. If that's the case, I'll book that one. There's copper too. What do we think? This makes the granite blend in better. Also, that block is annoying me now. Does anyone remember what the sun was before this? I can have a look. Before this sun, it was... Like Glide, I believe. Unless the playlist has changed it up. You liked the deep slate. I'm not really sure about it. Oh, I never noticed they flicker. If you were to do copper behind, I would continue it down. So you mean like this, or... Do you mean some... otherwise the line just kind of stops? Oh, do you mean... or something like that? What do you mean writing this line upwards? Also just realised the copper golem's copying the same pattern on the blocks. You like that? What do we think of this then? Is this good? Well, there's now annoying me that these have got barcode behind them and these don't. I like the colour it makes behind the copper. There we go. What do we think of this then? Prefer the stair one, but this is okay. I'll see how I feel about it once this is done. Otherwise, it'll look like this is a complete wall. I do feel like the granite does stand out quite a bit though. I think that's my only thing. I'd like to be a star. There we go. Just this look like again. Can I? Oh, I can just turn these off. Okay. I can't lie, I do kind of prefer the stairs too. It doesn't feel as like breaking. If that makes sense. If that's the case, I need this to be symmetrical. Would open if that was like one of the crap. Absolutely not. Maybe resin. But like resin is far too saturated. Yeah, that's absolutely far too saturated. I think that's alright. Definitely a lot less busy than this wall. So now we can just continue with these ones. Go off to Lunid they lever there. Problem is that the non-golem wall piece has a smooth top row while the granite has the air. Like here now, it's like, I do kind of like a wavy plan of it, like a zigzag. Think I like it. And if it was old, I was absolutely not. I don't know if I'm going crazy, but for some reason I see YMG's face in this. I don't know how I see YMG's face in that, but I see YMG's face. The problem is that the non-golem wall piece has a smooth top row while the granite gallery, I already read that. It ties into the tough design of the wind charger. Yeah, it does. I think it's the copper grates with the dark oak behind it. It's very windy, and annoyingly it's only when it's like this. So it's like his band that's now, but it's that. Yeah, exactly, that's... It's copper windy. And I can't see that. Ruined it for myself. Okay, I'm gonna copy this to the... Well, I'm gonna just copy the entire room so those will light up. I'll do it from here. Up to... that. So, relatively in the middle. I know where the middle be now. Yeah. Well, I'm going to mirror. Rotate. Someone sent a screenshot back to YMG. 7:27 in your time zone. So, do you mean like AM or PM? If I was AM, then geez. But PM and also geez. Only 2 PM for me. Oops. Walk off my golems now. Upside down YMG. Wait a minute. I feel there's someone else now. Not a Whimsy. Oh, what YouTuber am I thinking of? There is a YouTuber who I feel like looks like this. He wears goggles. And then... I have no clue who I'm thinking of. Well, yeah, that accidentally reminds me of someone. If I undo that... Oh, I was looking down. No wonder it did that. Okay, let me try that again, but this time look forwards. So... Copy... Mirror forward, and paste. Perfect. 3 PM for you. Yes. Yeah, I think that looks good. It does look like big stars on it. Did I not do it deep? I didn't do it deep enough. Oops. I can try that one again. Yep. Copy. Set up. I did the wrong one apparently. I did second, so this needs to be first. Copy. Move forward. And paste. Light working? Why not? Oh, I'm still doing it one too high. What am I doing? Right. Needs to be this one. There we go. Let's try this one last time. Finally. Okay. No. I'll leave the ceiling for now. Now it's time to make the vault. I'll also ignore the floor for now. It's not too important. Do that and this. Okay, the vault itself, it'll be probably about the size of this door, so Yeah. Maybe one block outwards. I want it to be a nice square. Yeah, something like that. And then like get up the top of the vault there. I'm not sure what block would that be. But there would be the vault doors. How should we power the vault? Because it needs to be easy to open. Well, there's like... I feel like a tripwire hook is boring, maybe even the skulk sensor is boring. Trapdoor could be more interesting, something that's like... easy to access, but isn't like... a line of string right across here. Well, there are only copper trapdoors. There aren't other... Why aren't there copper trapdoors? There's copper everything else. The copper trapdoor makes sense when we've got iron and gold. Target? Ooh. Okay, right, I've got an interesting idea. Never heard of a task block before. Okay, target block. What if we had like target block on this side on either one, a smoke sensor with a dispenser, and it shoots like a wind charge at these, which then open the door. That could be interesting. But it's not just as boring as a smoke sensor, it's got a bit more of a unique thing. So like, you trigger a smoke sensor underneath the floor, that'd shoot wind charges up and that'd open the door. Are they even that accurate? Like, if I do this... What if I get a copper lamp? That will tell me if it hits. Yeah? Okay, I like this idea. But imagine we have like... and then that opens afterwards. Just to fit in more with the theme of the... trial chamber a bit. We even use some light, and that's an excuse to use the copper bars going down here. Although the copper bars are a bit... they are a bit... uninteresting. Maybe copper chain? Bit round the back of that. Here, imagine something like this. On either side, so as you approach the trigger. A bit too close, so I'd probably move that. But make it a crystal shrieker. Do you like one of them where you... one that does it based on different signals, this one? Oh, true. You'd have to use moves and operate the door. Yeah, true. Probably not like a full redstone door. Like a redstone door would be complicated. I don't think it'd fit with those on the side. Ah, but that's a good point. How would it open? But the vault itself is that big, but I think the door itself would probably just be like 3x3. While the rest is... Ooh. So imagine like this is all just like wall design, while the actual door sits in the middle like this. The sensor would need to be like much further back. So like the sensor's about here. We have a redstone signal travel along. We'll be able to go there. Can they go past that? I think it can. Well, this is just a test. I'll probably rewire it eventually. And so maybe one of these opens the door, the other one plays a no block sound, like a lob head. Because we can have the lob sounds, and we could find one that sounds like a door opening. I'll just replicate this on the other side. Maybe the wither. When we have a wither head to make a sound. I do have a wither head. Okay, then we try this up to a redstone signal. Yeah, we definitely need to make that only trigger on specific things. Maybe by eating food. Wait, what can you do with an electron? Can't you do a item frame? Oh no. No. It's any item that can hold something. I could just use the book method. What I usually do, you know, this. With like a 12-page book in there. The 12 or is it 16? I don't remember. Might be 15. Okay, I'll do it to 15, 13, 14, 15. Put that in there. So I have to Google which one does which because I can never remember. Well, maybe equipping armor. So this okay, yeah, we'll be 15 then. Dismounting and while we're equipping gear, I'll do 5. The other doesn't activate with us anymore. So if I get, I don't know, like a basic diamond pellet. Yeah, okay. That's a cool way to open it. There could be like a campfire in the corner to damage the player. I think that'd be a bit too busy. Like, the idea is you can just walk in and easily access it. Just by like tapping that quickly would be able to do it. If I find where the helmet is again. But yeah, all it takes to activate it would be that. Literally just tap, tap. Isn't too bad. I didn't use the right chains, did I? Oops. There we go. The only thing is I'd need to go farm a bunch of wind charges to do this. Which isn't too bad. Oh my gosh, I forgot to get the waxed version of these as well. Okay. I'm liking this. Now we just need a design for the vault itself. I'll do like the whole redstone thing. Off stream, of course. And even the inside, because the inside's a bit of like just chest. Maybe have some diamond blocks for decoration. It's gonna be mainly deep slates. Extend this back one. There we go. Nice and fixed. I'll try and copy this design for the walls. Or something similar, at least, I mean. Pretty bad. Which part is part of the door? 1, 2, 3. Okay, those 3 blocks to the door. So, to that. Oh, I completely forgot. We need an elevator in here. So we can get up and down. This copper dome's gonna have to be removed. Thankfully, I think it's just 1. Yeah, okay. Just the 1 copper dome, I think. Yes, okay, 1 copper dome, and it should be alright. We'll just have to, like, make a little elevator over here. That makes it fit in with the walls more. Good, I like that. Think. Do I like that? I mean, like the vault door would probably be all this kind. I'd like it yet on the vault wall. Off stream? Is it possible about to like... Does that still trigger? Because if that triggers, that's quite funny to me. It does not. Okay, that's fine. I'll reroute that redstone, make everything work. Off stream, it'd be boring if I just did redstone on stream. But I think I like this corridor. It's quite nice. It definitely gives off the whole, you know, vault vibe. Yeah. And then this would open up like these, you know, normal 3x3 piston door, leading into like a little vault full of diamonds, gold, and everything important you could think of. Obviously copper included. And I'm not gonna bother about the ceiling for now because it's very limited space. I have like... I can break one block. Thank you. I mean, to be fair, I don't think I would have been able to get to look this nice without any of your lot's help. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for all the suggestions, because what on earth would I do without all of you? We can move on to the next. Which one should we do? Rainbow Room or Redstone Factory or Library? We'd only have like an hour and 10 minutes left. So I'm thinking maybe the Rainbow Room. One's gonna look very, very colourful. Okay. Redstone. I'd like to go through them in order. I mean, Rainbow Room shouldn't take too long. It should literally just be the wood room, but rainbow. Oh. Actually, wait, yeah, like... There's a vote for everything. The library will probably need its own dedicated stream, because it's gonna be quite a large room. Compared to like, especially compared to like these are quite small really. Although that library is like 2 floors wide, so it's gonna need a lot of room. We'll move on to redstone after this, because this one shouldn't take long. 3. So, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How high up can we go? Go up to here, which is about... Nope, that's as high as we can get. Okay. Then we'll go below. Set to there. Alright, here's the space we got for the Rainbow Room. What do we put as the 5-letter word to go on the Rainbow Room? Because rainbow doesn't fit. You just really want to see steampunk inspiration. I think that'll happen eventually. Wait. You want to call it good? Yeah, good idea. They'll have a C, okay. Oh wait, not a great idea. You see, in my version of English, we spell it with a U, so I can't do that. That'd be wrong for me to do. Right. But I couldn't. It'd be a pride room. I like the idea of pride. It's the only 5-letter word I can really think of that wouldn't betray the language. And we already have each of the letters. Look at that. How nice. Right. What is the rainbow order like? We were doing like the song, or do it like rainbow. I'm just gonna do it like. I don't know why the song is so messed up when it comes to rainbows, but red, yellow, orange, we'll just do one layer of green. Blue, that light blue, and then blue. My green is absolutely disgusting. The only thing I agree on with the Brits gotta be the spelling. Fair. But a lot of pride stuff goes on in this room. Right, I'm gonna... Rather than just leaving it as wool, I'm gonna texture it a little bit. I don't want to just leave it as it is. Wool comes first. I just completely got rid of the concrete powder goes at the top was a purple light part of the gradient. Ignoring the bronzer because we'll probably put a different colour there like we've done everywhere else. So green, blue, and blue. Maybe calcite and diorite work for this. Like a little like clouds, if that makes sense. Maybe some white wool too. The exact opposite shading, dark at the top. Okay, we can try that. I'll do it exactly opposite, so... yeah. I think that it's because it's like darker above. At least you can tell what's gonna happen in that room. You know exactly what you're getting into the minute you step in. Then... we'll do a line of this. Oh, I didn't even finish the door. Light comes from the top, so there would be a shadow, yeah. Yeah. And style. Yeah, that was exactly what I thought when I started like coming up with the idea for the rainbow. This is literally just Joel's based, but without any of the weird stuff going on. And hopefully a lot less dry casts. Right, okay. Really want to do a pillar on either side. I don't know why, I just feel like it needs a pillar on either side. And we're gonna have how many colours are there? Actually, there's red, orange, yellow, green. green, same, light blue, blue, purple. I'll line these up. So then white, then grey, light grey, and black. Perfect. It's nicely divisible. Should add, of course, this. Oh, it's not nicely divisible. Oh no, what can I do here? Why did I have to be? Wait, wait a minute, I'm missing a color at least. I'm missing brown. What do I do with this information? Scented glass is an important extra. And I guess I'll just go with black glass, it's the color of it. What do I do? Well, I said do them in groups of 2 for this one. Again, it's normal terracotta thing. Good point. But the lead group, there's a of course. Why is that so much terracotta? Oh, because concrete is there too, yeah. Right, yes, I will. I like all the warriors together, I like these 3 together. If those 3 together are good, those 3 together are good. Annoying. There's what, 16 colors, I think? 9. 7, yeah, 16 colors. 16 colors, that I guess you can do them in groups of 4, but that's annoying. Now the greens are separated. Let's leave it like brown as the canonical first one. Yeah, but then the blues are split up. Oh, it's... Although, that isn't anywhere near as bad as I was expecting. And then what on the other side, the, Even like this. I think that's alright. But then what do I even do for the theme of this room? I think I might do it like exactly like the other rooms so far. Where then you have like a little space for the chests. You know, like the arch here. So you have brown, red and orange. It looks need to expand with that now. And to yellow. There we go. Then there's another pillar. Green, lime, light blue and teal, all the way around. continue with the colours first. I feel like that makes more sense. I want to know that is right about awfully. That's better, much better. There we go. I'm not too sure what to do with the floor. The walls will most likely just be like brown. Like the colours going along. This is going to be a really short room. What I might do is I might have like sheep and like a wool farm at the back with sheep, so that's like a way of getting that done. What else do I do? I think that's all this room needs to be used for. I don't need much else than that now. So, yes. Beat away the stone. Okay. I think that room's practically good enough that it's just gonna be like make a floor, make walls. And it's just a regular storage room. What? And now with like the redstone room is next. Well, I have to even tell us the banners first. So anyone got any ideas for that? What can the 5-letter word be for the redstone room? The only one I can think of is steam, but whether that works in 60 now. Here's a steam pump room, but is it? Like a generator? Oh, to be like all evil and dark about it, wow. Poor sheep. This poor sheep. There we go, wait, this tool's right here. Good. What blood? Table with... Ah, yes. Okay. Table. Wires. Good. Wait a minute. Why have I not considered this possibility of just... What do you think? Now I need to design it out so I can I need to get a look at the image of steampunk up because I have no clue how to even begin with that style. Red. Seems to be very coppery. Very coppery indeed. So basically what we've already done, but again, I guess, just not the tough. Probably something else. So yeah, that one is a very like, not steampunk, but coppery. This one, what do we do? We used deep slate on the bottom yet? We have once. We'll try that again. a few pics of the factory. Oh, please, that would be helpful. I have never attempted anything steampunk before. But back at level upgrade. Symphony. Need to make it obvious it is a redstone room. So maybe... move. I realised I was only just far enough away to not mind that. Yeah, everything is just copper. Is there anything that's like steampunk that isn't copper? Obviously we'll use some copper, but like not entirely copper. Maybe... The wall is extremely bland. It's not any blue, which is not great. William was given the complete opposite vibe of a redstone room. It just sounded okay, thank you. Ooh. Yeah, I do see what you mean. Maybe a factory would be better, judging by the fact that, like, if we did steampunk it as, like, literally this. Again. Which I don't think would be very great. Especially how we've got, like... Just realised this wall wasn't complete and that now annoys me. But the block missing. There we go, nice. That's good. Yeah, why don't we just do like a factory instead? Factories are like much easier to do for redstone. Especially there's like a different style. Do that. It gives a bit of red to it. And then just like factory walls going up using light grey blocks and stone. We'll be throwing some deep slate on top in there too. What do I think of this? Well, like, the generic cool steam for it. They've left a lot of like a factory rather than steampunk. Because realistically as well, each of these need to look unique, like stand out. This one does because it's entirely made of wood, and a tiny bit of granite. This does because it looks slow, overgrown. That uses brick, I don't really use brick ever. That's stone. But this is similar to the stone, but the colour changes it a bit, I think. There's all that dark or the gradient going up. The vault is obviously very different. I think the vault is the most unique room so far. And then the pride, yeah, no, the pride one is definitely not original. Yeah, it is definitely, it's just like the others copied and pasted. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's alright. Maybe if they use blackstone instead of, you know, this at the bottom. Or basalt. No. Cobble? Because generic as it is, the cobble fits in with a lot of redstone blocks. Maybe we could even fit some redstone blocks into the design of this. Sadly, you're gonna have to go. Oh, that's okay. Hopefully, whatever you're having to go for is fun, or not like boring or anything. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Well, I just fell. What if these pistons were extended? Like, just specifically that one? I don't want this to feel very, like, actually redstone-y. That doesn't... well... But as long as you can see what you're signing up for by going in there. That's interesting. But if crafters have an interest in design, so I could try throwing some of those in. What is the other leaf of a grapple? Oh, that is a cool texture. What's the back look like? Maybe if we have those above these pistons? Yeah, that's nicer. Why do I have a Mr. Puzzles version have my skin? Because I like Mr. Puzzles, why not? For Halloween, not last year, but the year before, I changed my Minecraft skin to him. Well, to the outfit version of him. Oh. Don't change your handle yet? Okay. Mr. Cake Mooch with it. True, I really like Mr. Puzzles. But I'm glad he's getting his own show. I just hope all the drama around him at the moment doesn't last very long. So it's not very good. What shelves look like? Yeah, absolutely not. All hail Mr. Puzzle. So I'm just avoiding this like redstone line and at the moment. To make it look more like a crack in the wall. So like maybe if we go this, maybe anything in between top my black. Yeah, I also have a bendy version. Yeah, I forgot to use it this year, but I usually use that for April 14th, since that's the day that people do bendy stuff on. I don't know why it's 414, it just is. It's just weird. Yeah, I just like having different skins for different reasons and different uses, because, yeah, why not? There we go. Wait. Oh, wait, that one can't be back. It's here. No, that was very obviously a redstone room. That one can't be redstone. It's to be dark, look. Do that then. But that one's very obviously a redstone room. Never seen anything more redstone. You only have like the purple one. I believe I have that one on you. No, I do not. I have the bendy one and the mystical one. I don't have that one loaded though. For some reason. Weird. The whole can't be changed. Yeah, I think that works. Ooh, got deep sleep register law. Ooh. That works. Yeah, I like that. Then we can have stone, or like, these stones on the top. I wonder if this is a redstone room. I have no clue. Whereas I haven't done metal runner skin. Not really have a reason. There's not really much that happens with metal anymore. But I missed the puzzles one I made years ago. Well, did I make it years ago? Yeah, I must have done, jeez. With the other ones, yeah. Like, Metal hasn't had anything in a long time at this point. What I might do is, once like we're at the end of the stream, I might give a little sneak peek of the shop I've been working on. Who knows? Why doesn't the store want to behave? Right. Maybe I can tempt it to go that way. With this door. Finally, yippee! The door does what it's intended to do. I also miss Metal Runner. I'm sad that like, I'm sad that glitch didn't kind of act like it doesn't exist. Like, I've seen a lot of the time people have to hide it. The doors will always face towards what they do. Wasn't aware of that. Interesting. One, two, three, and then we go on extra one. Another 1, 2, 3, and then extra one. Then how tall can we make the... Not there, not there, okay. Extend this a little bit. Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Oh, I can't go too far back with this one, yeah. I forget because that room has, like, the little extension that goes down a little bit. Maybe that makes it more of a box, but that's fine. Okay, our doors in tight. What floor do we do for the redstone room? Maybe just wooden? Then we can throw, like, pistons into the floor design. Then we could have some spells of, like, slime. And have some sticky pistons. That could be cool. But yeah, if occasionally we have like this, just to break up the floor pattern. At least. You can have a little sanity. With that capital tilt. Yeah, this is nice. Dream troubles? What's wrong? Oh. Did it just say